Good day and welcome to my channel. I'm Lawrence DeMetrius, your host, and in this video, we'll be looking at the letter of Apostle James, an intimate review, part 6 by yours truly. You can enjoy this and many other reviews at my website, lawrencedemetrius.com. I encourage you to visit today. Now, in James 3, verse 3 through 12, Apostle James expounds upon the characteristics of an evil tongue, which he likens to a little fire that can kindle great destruction in one's life. He writes, and the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, meaning our bodily members, and that it defileth the whole body, the spirit, the soul, and the physical body even, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell. Okay, talking about demonic forces. James 3, verse 6, tongue is glossa. It is literally the tongue, and specifically a naturally unacquired language. Fire is poor. It is literally and figuratively a fire, and specifically lightning, which is a brilliant electric spark discharged in the atmosphere. World is cosmos. It is a decoration, orderly arrangement in the world in a wide or narrow sense, including its inhabitants. And iniquity here is adakia. It is the act and quality of injustice and moral wrongness of character, life, and act or conduct. Jude mentions that people can be likened to clouds, false teachers, like all who go in the way of Cain, Balaam, and Kor, if you remember of the ancient times, are likened to clouds without rain, which is water, the source of life for all earthly creatures. Their tongues are evil fire and lightning that render lying persuasions. They are noted from the time of Enoch, all right, Jude verse 4 and 8 through 19. That's in our King James Bible. Per this discourse, tongue is glossa, which is a language unnaturally acquired. Thus, it is a foreign thing taught or given by another. Defileth here is spilos. It means to stain or soil. Body is soma. It is the body as a sound whole. That's your spirit, your soul, and your body. We see it at 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 23. The tongue sets on fire the course of nature. Sets on fire in the Greek is phlogizo. It means to cause a flame, ignite, and inflame with passion. Course is trakos. It is a wheel as a runner. Okay. Now, wheel is a circular frame or disc arranged to revolve on an axis. Any machine, apparatus, or instrument shaped like this, and the wheel used to steer. And to steer is to guide or guide the course of something in motion by a rudder, helm, or wheel. It is to follow, pursue, or direct a particular course. And a runner is a messenger or person, animal, or thing that runs. Course is also a circuit of physical effects. Nature is Genesis. It means nativity, nature, and generation. Nativity means birth, which is an act or instance of being born. It is the act or process of bearing or bringing forth offspring. It is lineage and extraction. Nature is the material world, especially as surrounding humankind and existing independently of human activities. Nature is the natural world as it exists without human beings or civilization. And it is elements of the natural world as mountains, trees, and animals, and rivers. Generation, by definition, is a single step in natural descent. It is a form, type, or class of objects existing at the same time and having many similarities from a common ancestor. The offspring of a certain parent, the act and process of generating, procreation in state of being generated. It is evolution in production by nature or artificial processes. This idea is key, as by Yahweh's word, all creation was made and is sustained. Genesis 1 verse 1 and St. John 1 verse 1 through 5. The tongue itself is set on the fire of hell. Gehenna, in the Greek, it is the valley of the son of Hinnom, Gehenna or Gehinnom, which is a valley in Jerusalem and name figuratively used for the place or state of everlasting punishment. Apostle James writes, for every kind of beasts and of the birds and of serpents and of things in the sea is tamed and has been tamed of mankind. But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. James 3, verse 7 and 8. The tongue cannot be tamed by any mortal. Tame, demazo, well, according to this statement, but in the Greek is demazo, it means to tame, which by definition is to make tame, domesticate, and deprive of courage, ardor, and zest. It is deprive of interest, excitement, and attractiveness, make dull, soften, and tone down, harness, control, and render useful as a source of power, and it is to cultivate as land or plants. The tongue is an unruly evil. Unruly, at asketos, it means unrestrainable. Evil is kakos, it is an intrinsically worthless thing. The tongue, the unregenerated tongue, or the tongue of one who is unregenerated especially, is full of deadly poison, full, mestos. It means replete, which is being abundantly supplied and provided, filled, stuffed, and gorged with something and complete. All right, deadly. Thanatephoros, it means death-bearing and fatal. Poison, eos, it is rust as if emitted by metals, and the venom emitted by serpents. Per these definitions, no mortal can change the innate nature of the evil tongue of fire. Unfortunately, all mortals have inherited it as an element of their carnal nature due to Adam's transgression. It is an unholy gift given by Lucifer that is set to cause one's destruction. In order to be delivered from the lie and lying tongue that mankind was cursed with per Adam's transgression, one must come to Christ, the Word, to be liberated therefrom. There is no other way. Those who inherit the second death with Lucifer are mortals who chose to remain victims of his lie and lying tongue. As a result, they forfeit eternal salvation on the day of judgment. There are all of your scriptural references. Apostle James teaches in this lesson that by nature, the evil tongue of fire is worthless, unrestrainable, and filled with poison that kills, steals, and destroys one's holistic well-being. It was truly the means of communicating worthless ministries by which mortals were taught all blows of death. Jude verse 6 in Enoch 1, chapter 69. In James 3, verse 9 through 13, Apostle James admonishes born-again believers to guard themselves from being double-tongued, as it is not fitting for those who are become oracles of divine insight. Through Christ, Yahweh purifies them and their tongue to herald his word, which is a word of life. All right, James writes, who is a man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him shoot out a good conversation or lifestyle, his works with meekness of wisdom. James 3, verse 13. We also see it at 2 Timothy 2, verses 24 through 26. Wise as Sophos, it is the most general, in the most general sense, it means having the power of judging and discerning properly as to what is true or right. It is possessing discernment, judgment, and discretion and being characterized by such power. It is being judicious, prudent, and learned. It also means possessed of or characterized by scholarly knowledge and learning. Endued is epistemon. It means to be intelligent, which by definition is having good understanding and high mental capacity, quick to comprehend and display understanding, characterized by quickness of understanding, sound thought, and good judgment, having the faculty of reasoning and understanding, possessing intelligence, which is capacity for learning, reasoning, and understanding, aptitude in grasping truths, relationships, facts, and meanings, manifestation of high mental capacity and faculty of understanding, knowledge of events and circumstances received or imparted, news, information gathering or distribution of information, especially secret information. Good is callous. It means beautiful, valuable, and virtuous for appearance and use. Conversation is anastrophe. It is behavior, which by definition is manner of behaving and acting. Work is ergon. It is an act or toil as an effort or occupation. Meekness is prautes. It is mildness and humility. Wisdom is sophia. It is wisdom of both the higher spiritual and lower worldly quality. Apostle James notes that a heart that is affected by negativity can influence the quality of one's speech. Again, a heart that is affected by negativity can influence the quality of one's speech, he writes. But if ye have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth. James 3, verse 14. Bitter is pikros. It means sharp, pungent, and acrid, meaning sharp and biting to the taste or smell. Bitterly, pungent and irritating to the eyes or nose. Extremely stinging and bitter, exceedingly caustic, meaning capable of burning, corroding, or destroying living tissue, severely critical and sarcastic. This is the quality of heart children of disobedience nurture. We see them at Ephesians 2, verse 1 and 2, and Matthew 12, verse 35. Envying in the Greek is zelos. It is heat, zeal in a favorable sense, and jealousy or malice in the unfavorable sense. Strife is arithia. It is intrigue, faction, and dissension. Now, intrigue is the use of underhanded machinations or deceitful stratagems. It is a secret or illicit love affair. It is the series of complications forming the plot of a play. Faction is a group or clique within a larger group, party, government, or organization. It is party strife and intrigue. And dissension is a strong disagreement, contention, and quarrel. It is discord, disagreement, and indifference in sentiment or opinion. Per King Solomon, Yahweh loathes strife and one who sows it among good alliances. We see it at Proverbs 6, verse 16 through 19. Heart is cardia. It is the heart and figurative of one's thought, feeling, mind, and their middle. Glory is katakau amahi. It is to exult against or over, meaning to show or feel lively or triumphant joy, rejoice exceedingly and highly elate, jubilant, or with leaping. Lie is sudamahi. It means to utter an untruth or attempt to deceive by falsehood. Truth is aletheia. It is truth, which by definition is the true and actual state of a matter. It is conformity with fact and reality. It is verified or indisputable fact, proposition, or principle. It is the state and character of being true, actuality and actual existence, in obvious and accepted fact, honesty, integrity, and truthfulness. Children of light, of the divine light, are not to rejoice over that which destroys a person's well-being. They are to in no way be supportive of lies. In James 3, verses 5 and 16, Apostle James warns that any wisdom that invokes bitter envy and strife is not from above, but is from the earth. It is sensual and it is devilish. Wherever such is taught, there is confusion and every evil work. Earthly is epikeos. It means terrestrial, of the earth, worldly and physical. Central is sukikos. It means sensitive and animate. Devilish is daihimaniades. It means demon-like. And we know that demons used to be holy angels, but they are angels that chose to follow Lucifer and turn against what it is they knew was right. So demons are really, truly real supernatural beings. They used to be holy, but now they are unholy angelic beings. All right. So these types of works are devilish. Confusion, ekastasia. It is instability, disorder, commotion, and tumult. All right. And there you have it. That is Letter of Apostle James, an intimate review, part 6 by yours truly, Lawrence DeMetrius. You can enjoy this and many other of my views at Yahweh at lawrencedemetrius.com. I encourage you to visit today and be blessed in the matchless name of Jesus. To the next video.